Hey everybody, it's Jax again from the Pop Review Podcast. This will be my episode 56, AEW Fallout After All Out. And I just want to start off by saying I didn't do a video last week on Dynamite September to Remember. Just didn't get a chance to do it. Also, I'm possibly not going to be doing WWE stuff in the future. I might repost stuff that I see, but personally, what they've been doing lately, not listening to the fans, dumb matches with Brock Lesnar, I'm over it. Not going to do it anymore. I'll just go back to doing my Wednesday episode of Dynamite and then going to possibly movie reviews or TV reviews to go from there. But as of now, WWE, you're not on the same page. But again, episode 56, AEW Fallout After All Out. And you did have a couple matches there. First one was like the Demand, Ricochet's new group with GOA. So they're called the Demand now. And they were wrestling against Brodito for the tag team championships. Ricochet did mention that Shibata's out, so because Shibata's out, they can't challenge for the trios title, which I think they're going to take the trios championship away from the Ops personally. So they have a tag team title shot, GOA versus Brodito. Good match, honestly. They're building up Toa Leon a lot, being the Samoan Lion, making him look strong. Brody King looks strong. They did beat down on Bandito for a while, personally. Um, both of them, both of the characters from GOA were beating down on him. He did come back, hot tag and all that. But in all, it was a good match. Ricochet tried to get in, got caught, about to hit somebody with a chair, got ejected. Right there, Bandito rolls him up, easy pin. He's still trying to get Brody King to dance with him, but he don't want it, or at least right now. You did have the conglomeration kind of talk of Orange Cassidy for a good 15 minutes, putting on their shades like him, talking about he liked some orange juice, all that shit, freshly squeezed orange juice. So we knew it was coming. They were talking about it on Saturday. Orange Cassidy did show up later on today. You also had an interview with Chris Statlander with Renee. Happy she got the title, but then once Renee brought up the Death Rider, she kind of gave her the death stare, like, what the fuck? Why would you even bring him up? But that did happen. She has a match later on the day. You had a match with Hangman versus Lee Moriarty. This is the second time now in about a week span that he's putting over younger talent. Mercedes Moné has been doing it for the women's division. Hangman's now doing it for the younger talent in AEW. Did it with Kyle Fletcher and Lee Moriarty now. Great match, showed respect to each other. Decent match, can't complain about it, honestly. Hangman does pull it off, of course. We know Lee Moriarty wasn't going to win there. After that, though, you did have a recap from All Out with Christian and Copeland. Copeland's like, "Oh man, Beth is hurt. I gotta get out of here. I don't know what's going on. I gotta go. I might not be back for a while or at all." And everybody's insinuating like, "Oh, because he did that, you can't see me during All Out, that he's gonna go and back to WWE." And literally, it came out that he took some time off to record Percy Jackson. Makes sense. The dude is acting now with Disney, with Percy Jackson. I think they're either recording season 2 or working on season 3, whatever the case is, but he still has a contract, guys. Still going to be there for a minute. Relax. But right after that, you did have FTR with Big Stokes come to the ring, talk shit about All Out, that it's Copeland's fault that they hurt Beth. It's Copeland's fault that Beth is out. It's Copeland's fault, like just blaming Adam Copeland for everything. Then Willow comes out like, "Hey, how about we try that shit again? Apologize like you mean it. I got into this business because of Beth, and I became a wrestler because of her. And because of her, I don't let guys like you talk shit to women like me." And right before they went to like almost pile drive her, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight come out and save the day. So they did help Willow out there. So we're probably going to see a match down the road. Don't know how it's going to play out with Beth Phoenix, because as of right now, they're saying she's out. Copeland's out. And then at the same time, if you have Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight versus FTR, if Willow's there, who's the women for FTR? So we got to see how that works too. You did have a match there with Okada, Takeshita Echiseto versus Mark Briscoe, Hologram, and Orange Cassidy freshly squeezed coming out of Don Callis's masterpiece painting, so we never even got to see that. Um, but good match and all. Hologram and Echiseto, great chemistry. You can tell they've been working together in the past. Okada and Takeshita actually were working really well together, working in tandem as a tag team. Um, didn't have any issues for the majority of the match, and then they kind of got in each other's faces there. They both wanted to finish off and take the win. So I see Takeshita breaking off at some point. Possibly he could be the one to take the unified title or one of the titles off of Okada. But decent match. Hologram actually wins with the roll up, if I'm not mistaken. And then while they're celebrating the ring, you have Kyle Fletcher's music hits. Protostar. He comes out and he was like, "Hey, Hologram, just know that I want a shot." He goes, "I may have not have been ready to be AEW World Champion, but that's coming." He goes, "But I want to be the guy who breaks your streak. You've been undefeated now the entire time you've been in AEW and you haven't had a title shot. How about we do the TNT Championship versus your streak next week on Dynamite?" Kind of corny personally, um, but they do got to build Kyle Fletcher up and get him some wins as being a champion. He just took an L, so they got to have him win. Going to be a good match, but I see it going one of two ways. Going to be a nice high flying match between the two, or Kyle Fletcher's going to shit on Hologram and just show how dominant he is as a champion. I'd be okay with either one personally. Having a great high flying match or a fucking squash and just looks like Kyle Fletcher's a fucking man, and I'll be okay with that. But you guys let me know what y'all think. You did have an MJF interview right after All Out, and they kind of posted it again today. Um, he looked distraught losing to Mark Briscoe. And I've mentioned this before. He's looked like he's been going crazy personally. He feels like everybody's out to get him. He even said that he's not the MJF of old, that he's got to fix himself and do better. And personally, he's already been a douchebag and an asshole to everybody. What MJF are you bringing back? Like, are you going to bring back the devil? Are you going to bring back the I'm better than you portion? Like, what are you going to do differently? Because you're already one of the most hated people probably in that damn locker room. So what do you guys think? You did have Claudio versus Hobbs. I personally thought Hobbs was going to win. They went back and forth. Claudio did squeak that one out, but he did have help from the Death Riders. Pac jumped in, Yuta jumped in. Then you had what's his name, Joe, kind of chase him off. Was crazy there though. You had what's his name, Hangman actually came out and helped them. Shibata's down, so they got one guy down. So Hangman actually comes in and makes the save. They look strong together. But decent match personally. Everybody yelling meat again when Hobbs is in the ring. Thought Hobbs was going to win, but not the case. After that, guys, you did have a special announcement from the owner, Tony Khan. Didn't know what he was going to say at first. I thought he was going to try to say, like, hey, we're going to counter program WrestleMania in 2027. Maybe he's holding on to that one. But he did say our women's division is growing, and we're going to pull the trigger, and we're going to have a tournament for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions. It's happening, guys. It's happening. It's about fucking time. Going to be one hell of a tournament. You have so many women now there, and I mentioned this before. There's at least 6 different teams that I mentioned off the top, but 2 teams that I think that should be the inaugural, if I said that right, champion or the first-time champions. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. They've been pushing Megan Bayne hard, and they've been pushing them hard together as a tag team. So I can see that being one tag team. The second tag team is Ty Conti and Anna Jay. They've been tag teaming for years. They've been in different multiple factions together, and they're back together now. So it's going to be one of those 2 teams. Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne, or Ty Conti and Anna Jay. I'd be happy with either one personally. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is going to be the women's World Tag Team Champions, first ever? They say it's going to happen before the end of the year. Don't know when they're going to pull the trigger on that. It could be at Wrestle Dream or even at World's End. That actually makes sense. Do it at the end of the year. You're building up your women's tag team even more. Makes a lot of sense. But you guys let me know. Are you guys excited for the women's tag team champions or not? I know I am. I'm super excited. I've been talking about it for a few months now. I'm happy they're finally pulling the trigger. Can't wait to see who's going to be there. But again, you guys see who my 2 picks are. What do you guys think? Right after that, they made kind of like a women's ending women's announced tag team championships going to be on the line. And then you had Mina, the pure women's Ring of Honor tag champion, rather, versus Chris Statlander, our new AEW World Women Champion. She actually came with Yuta to ringside. Like Yuta kind of like talked to her before the match, so that was kind of weird. He's kind of in her ear. But a good match. They showed respect to each other, and then Mina kind of has like a little, I guess, heel side. Like she'll turn on people. She tries to like go after them, do the figure four on the post, do stuff like that. But they respected each other personally. Mina did attack her knees for Chris Statlander. You know, Chris Statlander did have surgeries on her knees. I think at one time she had 2 knee braces. She like either popped her knee or dislocated her knee at one point, something like that. But good match. They did show Chris Statlander kind of sluggish, or possibly she was hurt from winning on Saturday. Could be either or. I don't know. Um, Decent match for her first time as world champion. Um, but the aftermath after that is what I really want to talk about. So you had right away when she won, then they raised their hands and kind of like Harley Cameron came in and kind of hugged her. At first, I thought it was Marina Shafir, and I was like, hold on, they're not even cool. Like, what the fuck's going on? Then you had the Death Rise music come. You had Yuta come out, celebrate with her, kind of hug it out with her. And for a minute, it looked like she was going to join the Death Riders. She clotheslines Yuta. She dips under Marina Shafir's clothesline, give Moxley the birds, grab Harley Cameron, and runs off into the fucking stadium or into the arena and tries to escape. And out of nowhere, she starts pointing at him like, haha, like laughing at him. All of a sudden, Darby Allin's music hits, comes out with a fucking blowtorch and kind of chases them out. Moxley even fell over the steel steps trying to, walk backwards, fell over that. And you just had kind of like Darby just kind of like, yo, if you come towards me, I'm going to fucking throw this at you. I'm going to pull that trigger. And he kept pulling the trigger throughout. People kept, even an announcer, like, man, I could feel the heat from here. Possibly true. When you go on some rides, you feel the heat sometimes from when they're doing fire. So it makes sense. But they did announce that you're going to have Darby Allin versus Moxley in an I Quit match. I don't think I've ever seen Moxley in an I Quit match. I for sure have never seen Darby Allin. Darby's not going to quit. You're going to have to kill that dude. Literally put him in the coffin and fucking bury it to have that dude quit. And I don't even think that'd be the case personally. But you guys let me know. What do you guys think? What are you guys excited about for this episode? For me, it's announcing the Women's Tag Team Championships. Long time coming. Congratulations, ladies. Y'all deserve it. Can't wait to see who's going to be champion. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one.